Welcome to LyFiveElements, where we're dedicated to sharing the wisdom of traditional Chinese metaphysics with the world. Our mission is to teach complex subjects like the four pillars of destiny, also known as Bazi, Qi, Feng Shui, and more, in simple, easy to understand English. Subscribe and share our content to help spread this ancient knowledge. Your support is what drives us forward. We also offer personalized one-on-one consultations to guide you on your metaphysical journey. Feel free to leave a comment or contact us directly for more information. Thank you for being part of our community. Hello everyone, I'm Mauri. Welcome to our intermediate course, 3 Punishments Among the Earthly Branches. The ancients observed that when certain characters encounter each other, misfortune may occur, so they used the term punishment to describe this phenomenon. It represents a form of penalty or punishment. When the characters involved in the 3 punishments appear together, unfavorable events are likely to happen. The 3 punishments consist of 3 groups: Chou, Wei, Xu; Yin, Si, Shen; and Zi, Mao. These are 3 such groups in total, which is why they are collectively called the 3 punishments. Among the 3 punishments, the combination of Chou, Wei, Xu is the strongest. It represents physical injury, bloodshed, imprisonment, serious illness, lawsuits, or even sudden violent death. The Yin, Si, Shen punishment is slightly weaker in comparison. It indicates illness, marital problems, traffic accidents, and legal disputes, among other issues. At the very least, it usually does not result in death. In contrast, Chou Wei Xu punishment can potentially be fatal. The Zi and Mao punishment is the weakest of the 3. Compared with the other 2 groups, the Zi Mao punishment carries the least force. It mainly represents verbal disputes and arguments. For women, if pregnancy occurs in such a year, it may indicate a risk of miscarriage. This is something everyone should be aware of. What kind of situations can arise when the 3 punishments are encountered? If a Bazi chart itself already contains the 3 punishments, the life expectancy of the person is generally shorter than average because they experience too many calamities throughout life and their physical health is often affected. The second key point to pay attention to is that age 36 is a major dividing line. Before the age of 36, even if the 3 punishments are present, they usually lie dormant in the natal chart and do not act on their own. They need to be triggered by major luck cycles or annual luck. For example, if a person's chart contains Chou Wei Xu, then when they encounter a Chou year, Wei year, or Xu year, disasters are likely to occur. However, the 3 punishments are encountered before 36. The resulting misfortunes are relatively minor. This is because before 36, a person's life force is generally on an upward trajectory. After 36, this life force begins to decline sharply. Between 36 and 54, if the 3 punishments are triggered, the disasters tend to be much more serious. If the 3 punishments are encountered after age 55, this is considered a life and death trial. In other words, it relates to the limit of one's lifespan. Whether the person is in their 50s, 60s, or 70s, encountering the 3 punishments at that stage often indicates that their remaining lifespan is approaching its end. The three punishments can also refer to inner or physical punishment. They may manifest as inner conflict, repeated inner struggles, emotional instability, hypersensitivity and suspicion, self-torment and psychological distortion. Many people with mental or psychological disorders are believed to have the three punishments in their Bazi charts. For those whose chart contains the complete three punishments, if one of the characters appear again in a major luck cycle or annual cycle, it will most likely trigger a disaster. This was just mentioned earlier. If the natal chart contains only one or two of the characters, and the remaining one or two appear in the major luck or annual cycle, the effect can also be triggered. Next, let's look at a case study to illustrate this. Let's take a look at this Bazi chart. In his natal chart, there is only one character, Si. However, when he encountered a Yin major luck cycle and then encountered a Shen year, the combination Yin, Si, Shen form the three punishments. Although his natal chart originally contained only one of the characters, the coincidence of the major luck cycle and the annual cycle brought all three characters together, and as a result, a misfortune was triggered. Similarly, some people may have two of the three punishments characters in their natal chart. When they encounter the remaining one through a major luck cycle or annual cycle, a disaster can also be triggered. To summarize once again, if the natal Bazi chart contains only one or two of the characters from the three punishments, and the major or annual luck cycle brings in the other one or two needed to complete the combination, this punishment effect can also be activated. There is also a saying, a gentleman does not prosper without punishment or clashes. What does prosper mean here? It means to make money, to become wealthy. People whose charts contain the three punishments or many clashes tend to have more turbulent lives. As a result, the person gradually adapts to adversity. They experience setbacks so frequently that what would deeply distress an ordinary person becomes something they can handle over time. Instead, they develop stronger resilience, greater mental toughness, and become what is described as the more setbacks they face, the braver they become. Ironically, such people are often able to achieve significant success and even accumulate great wealth. What I am referring to here are people whose charts contain the complete three punishments. That is, Chou, Wei, and Xu are all present in their Bazi. When they encounter a Chou year, they are punished. When they encounter a Wei year, they are punished. And when they encounter a Xu year, they are punished. This means that within every 12-year cycle, there are three particularly difficult years. And within each of those years, there are three unlucky months. Over time, they become accustomed to this pattern, and as a result, their ability to withstand blows grows stronger and stronger. The three punishments can affect the self, and they can also affect the six relatives represented by the palaces. The six clashes, six breaks, and six harms will be explained in detail in later lessons. Take Yin, Si, Shen as an example. Why do they form a punishment? This is because Shen and Si are in a combination and transformation relationship. In the previous lesson, we learned that Shen and Si form a six combination, transforming into water. However, Yin has a harmful relationship with Si. We will also cover this harm relationship in later lessons. Because Shen and Si have a good relationship, they combine and transform. When Yin comes in to harm Si, Shen becomes unwilling to accept it. As a result, Shen clashes with Yin. Since Yin and Shen are in a clash relationship, this leads to conflict among the three characters. What does punishment mean here? It means that these three characters are fighting with one another. Two of them are aligned, and the third tries to disrupt that relationship, causing the aligned one to strike back. When the three punishments appear, the affected characters in the chart are no longer functioning normally. Instead, they are locked in conflict. This creates a major shift in the energetic relationships of the Bazi, which is why misfortunes may occur. In addition, the punishment can also affect the 6 relatives represented by the palaces. For example, in the chart mentioned earlier, Si is located in the month pillar. This palace represents the mother, as well as social relationships and also siblings. In that particular year, when Yin, Si, Shen are all in conflict, which side wins and who is ultimately harmed requires case-by-case analysis. After you finish learning about the 6 clashes, 6 breaks, and 6 harms, this will become much clearer. For now, what we need to understand is that the 3 punishments can affect both the self and the 6 relatives, represented by the palaces. This concludes our basic introduction to the earthly branch 3 punishments. In addition, there are ways to resolve the 3 punishments. If everyone is interested in more advanced topics to resolve the 3 punishments, I can consider continuing with an advanced course after the intermediate level. If you are interested in this topic, feel free to leave me a message. If there is enough feedback, I will consider continuing to produce an advanced course. Creating courses is not easy, and it truly requires everyone's feedback and encouragement. What is the core principle of resolution? It is called being drawn into combinations and forgetting clashes. In the previous lesson, we learned that the earthly branches have 3 meetings, 3 combinations, and 6 combinations. These types of combinations and transformations can resolve punishments, clashes, breaks, and harms. When combination and transformation occur, they can neutralize these punitive and conflicting effects. This is the core principle of resolution, which will be covered in the advanced course. Using certain I Ching methods to set up formations for neutralization. For example, arranging a formation through home Feng Shui to mitigate the punishment, or using jewelry and accessories worn on the body as a means of resolution. People whose charts contain the complete 3 punishments often experience a life filled with many hardships, where misfortunes or financial losses seem to occur without obvious reason. In fact, losing money can actually be a good thing. When someone loses money, it often means they have done many good deeds, which helps offset disasters. By losing some wealth and letting it manifest as financial loss, they may instead avoid more serious calamities such as illness, car accidents, or imprisonment. Therefore, for those whose destiny contains the 3 punishments, it is recommended to cultivate oneself, perform more good deeds, and practice generosity. What does generosity mean? It means donating to and helping those in need, and making fewer enemies. This is the safest and most effective way to resolve the effects of the 3 punishments, allowing the person to suffer much less from these punitive disasters. This concludes the resolution methods for the earthly branch 3 punishments. Today, we explained the earthly branch 3 punishments: 丑、未、戌、寅、巳、申, and 子卯. These are collectively called the 3 punishments. With the 3 punishments, good outcomes are very rare. They are almost always indicate negative events. The 3 punishments generally signify unfavorable situations. That concludes today's lesson. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe and share to join us on this incredible journey of discovery. Your support fuels our passion to keep creating. Any questions or need personalized guidance? Leave us a comment or get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for being part of the LyFiveElements family. If anything is unclear, feel free to drop a comment below. I would love to discuss and explore these topics with you. And for those of you who want to understand your Bazi chart but find the learning process too complicated, you can always message me for a one-on-one consultation. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your support truly motivates me to keep sharing this knowledge. See you in the next lesson.